police running all in and out the building. What the hell is going on?
John Spytek added some UDFAs, and there's actually some sleepers. What's good? What's good? What's good, YouTube? What's good, Raider Nation? Yes, we are in the building once again, doing another live just for y'all on this wonderful day, right? So just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on this channel, Raider Twuan, and join the congregation. That's right. Join the congregation, and you know what? Hit that like button.
Twuan, hit that like button. Why? Because I like you.
That's right. I like you. And if you like the Raiders, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Get it active. Get it flowing. Shout out to everybody out there that is watching this, that has been continuously supporting Raider Twuan and the congregation. That's right. The chat is also called the congregation. So join the congregation by hitting that subscribe button. And hey, why not say a little something nice in the comment section? I'll definitely be reading that and looking forward to seeing what you have to say in regards to this wonderful team called the Raiders. Yes, hey, you guys already saw what the thumbnail was talking about. You guys already saw, you know, what the title is going to be. You know, you guys know what I do around here. You know, I got the handy dandy notebook ready for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So we can get into this UDFA. You know what I'm saying? Class of the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, we know that after the draft, you know, we've got some guys that were actually, you know, I like what we did in the draft. I gave it a B. You know what I'm saying? I gave it a B. My early grade prediction of the, you know, of the draft. And I know you guys probably already seen that live, but I gave it a B. Now, in regards to after that, the process of after the draft, for those that don't know, you know, they go 7 rounds, you get your picks, and then at the end, there's guys that didn't get selected on draft day. And those guys are considered undrafted free agents. So at that moment, the GM calls, they're calling, connecting, trying to, you know, connect to people and say, hey, come over to the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? We need a linebacker, come on over to the Raiders, or whatever position it may be. So all the teams in the NFL, all 32 teams are fighting for certain players. Now, there might be a chance where one guy, hey, all the only player that's interested, person that's interested is the Niners. The Niners might only be interested in that one guy. So they call him. That's the only call he's got. So he goes and takes that offer. Now, in regards to guys that may be a higher caliber, or someone that may be a little more popular in grade and in value, that player might have multiple calls, right? And in that situation, the player has the choice of selecting which team he would like to go to. So in most cases, they'll look at the roster and say, hey, I'm a running back. I think that if I go to this team, I'll have a better chance of making the 53-man roster. So I'll sign with this team. And then on top of that, even further, especially when it becomes a battle, is not only the roster position, but it is also how much money is offered to them. So, a running back can say, hey, I got 5 or 6 offers. How much are you going to give me? And that's where you'll see, when contracts do go out, you'll start to see that certain players got a little more than other players. And it was because they were possibly in a battle, a bid war. You know what I'm saying? We bidding for a player to join a team. Now, in regards to these players, and I'll pull it up for you guys. I'll give you a list of the players that we got, and then we'll take a look at that. But then also today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually talk about a few players that I think that are interesting, guys that I think have something that can be brought to the table in regards to the Raiders, players that I think that may make the 53-man roster and even more than that. So let's get into that in a few minutes. Actually, you know what I need to do? I need to let you guys know that we are on the road to 500 subscribers, and we need you guys to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button at this time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is completely free to do. Helps the channel grow. And of course, you are supporting the Raider Nation. All right. So we're going to get into the undrafted free agents. John Spytek, Pete Carroll, and staff have been doing their thing. And so far, I'll say this. This is my pre-final thought. I think they did well in addressing what we needed in the draft. And I think they doubled down. And you'll see this in certain areas in regards to the undrafted free agents. And we'll look at it. Here's a list of the guys that are on the roster. And I'll read it out because I have it on my handy dandy notebook here. Parker Clements, Matt Jones, Jaw Joyner, Gerard Hufford, Carter Runyon, Mello Dotson. Okay, and let me go back because I want to give you guys the positions so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Parker Clements is a tackle. Matt Jones is a linebacker. Josh Jones is a defensive end. Gerard Hufford, Offensive line, Carter Runyon, tight end. Mello Dotson, defensive back. Trevin Ma'e, defensive line. John Humphrey, cornerback. Haj Malik Williams, quarterback. Greedy Vance, cornerback. Pat Conroy, tight end. Jalen Walker, linebacker. Jordan Taylor, cornerback. Anthony Booker Jr., defensive tackle. And Zachary Franklin, wide receiver. Okay, that's the list of the guys that we have on the UDFA free agent acquisitions we have acquired to the team. They will be reporting to camp. From there, they'll be battling for the 53-man roster. Okay? But I will say that there is some guys that I believe, first of all, are either interesting and intriguing, but also guys that I believe may possibly be a contributor as a starter or the immediate backup role for this roster. And one of the guys that I highlighted on the UDFA draft list is Jaw Joyner. Okay? Jaw Joyner. Shout out to everybody in the building. I see you guys in the chat. Jaw Joyner, defensive end, Minnesota. Okay. Jaw Joyner is a 6'5", 265-pound defensive end from Minnesota. When I looked at his tape, I saw a few things that I wanted to highlight, so you guys can kind of know, and you guys can go back and look at tape for yourself, if you guys want. But of course, I'm going to give you guys my Raider gospel on what I'm seeing in regards to these specific players. So, looking at Jaw Joyner, defensive end, he has multiple pass moves. You know what I'm saying? He has multiple pass rush moves, and that is a positive in regards to defensive ends, right? Sometimes defensive ends, they only have one move, and that's the only move that they do. Some have to develop their pass rush moves. Looking at Jaw, he has multiple pass rush moves that he can go to. And that is a boost into why I'm highlighting him. Another reason why is because he has great awareness. When he's out there on the field, he's not only handling his pass rush, but he's also aware of the things that are around him, aware of situations and downs, aware of, who has the ball and what I need to do in regards to making it something that is a positive for himself. I think Jaw Joyner is a guy, defensive end, that can be a rotational guy early for us. and grow into a possible solidified player moving forward if he battles well in camp. I think also with Ja, when I was looking at tape, he also has very solid get off. He gets off the line. I like it. I'm not gonna say he has elite, or I'm not gonna boost him that much, but I like his get off on the line. It's not it doesn't take him that long to get off the line when the ball is snapped. He kind of jumps off the line, per se, and along with that, he finishes his pass rush with bend. So that's what I got on Ja Joyner, defensive end, one of the guys that have came in on this UDFA roster. Okay. Shout out to my deacons in the building. Make sure you guys hit that share button. Share this out. You guys, congregation, please share this out to all so they know my Raider gospel on these UDFAs. Before I get into that, let me give a quick shout out to those that are in here in the chat room. Billy Davis, I see you. Good to see you, man. Blessings to you. Daniel Berry, good to see you, my guy. There goes Billy Davis. Frank Weber, good to see you. Good to see you. Blessings to you on today. Raider Knight is in the building. Blessings to you. Raider Ben, my guy, blessings to you. Hope all is well on this day. Raider Shield family, my guy, blessings to you. Member of the congregation, yes, sir. Chronicles of the Black Hole, good to see you. Yes, sir. Hey, look, let's move on. You guys see, I said Ja Joyner's a guy that definitely, these are guys also, let me say this. These are guys that I'll also be, kind of keeping an eye out during camp, seeing how, how busy they get during camp, see if their names, flash, in regards to the beat writers that will be, talking about these specific players at the camp. Another guy that I'm looking at is Carter Runyon, tight end. Okay, 6'6", 235 from Towson. Towson. Okay, Towson. Okay. Now some of you guys are like, why are you talking about tight end? Why are you talking about tight end when we're good at tight end? You never. I wish Mike G was in the building. You can never pass up on a good tight end. Okay. Not saying that this guy's going to be an elite guy or anything like that, but we need to keep that room solid. Okay. Brock Bowers is in there. Michael Mayer is in there. What's behind that? We got something solid behind that. If one of those guys go down, can we have someone come in and be just as, can hold it down at the tight end position? And I think Carter Runyon is going to come in and do his best to try to fulfill that spot. Carter Runyon has great hands. Okay. He catches the ball not with his arms. He catches it with his hands. He has solid hands. He's a really good route runner. This is what I'm seeing on tape. He's a really good route runner. And one of the things that I really liked about in regards to Carter Runyon is that he makes the quarterback right on every pass. Hear me again. He makes the quarterback right on every pass. When I looked at Carter Runyon, his talent shined, but along with that, his quarterback wasn't the best. Okay, his quarterback was a little not accurate. I'll just say it like that to be nice. Okay, his quarterback wasn't the best accurate quarterback, and a lot of the times Carter Runyon had to make his quarterback look good by his range, high, low, all of that. Okay, and along with that, Carter Runyon was his safety valve when the play broke down. Okay. And that's also how a receiver, a tight end, a running back, whoever's receiving the football can make the quarterback right. And I saw that a lot with Carter Runyon. And just moving forward, not saying that he's going to be a starter, but there might be a situation where he comes in and, Geno has gone through all his progressions, and now the line is not holding up all the way in the way that it needs to be, right? So now he's looking for a safety valve, okay? And Carter Runyon, if he was in that situation, would fit that billing. So shout out to Carter Runyon for doing that. And again, I'll be a guy in the tight end room that could be our third, maybe fourth tight end on the roster. Okay, the next guy that I'm going to talk about and highlight today is Mello Dotson, defensive back from Kansas. Mello Dotson, defensive back, Kansas. Okay. 6'1". Okay. 190. Okay. So he's 6'1" at 190 pounds. Okay. Looking at his tape, he has ball skills. This guy, if a quarterback makes a mistake, he's going to make that quarterback pay. Okay, he has ball skills with interceptions, and he is on record for having pick sixes. Okay. Okay. Also with Mello Dotson, he likes to jump routes. Okay. And when he jumps routes, that's where he's getting his pick sixes. That's where he's getting his interceptions. He has quick feet to adjust when the ball is in his direction and in his vicinity. I like Mello Dotson. Just to be honest with you, I like that he has that, but he also strips at the ball. If he cannot make an interception play, he's stripping out the ball, and he tackles well in space. In our roster, I think, to be honest with you, Mello Dotson is one of those guys that I think that if our third round doesn't get it together, we will see Mello Dotson out there being a starter, possible rotational player. I'm pretty high on Mello Dotson. in regards to our defensive backs. I do like Dorian Porter, and that's what I was talking about, Dorian Porter in the third round. I like him, but if he does not come out there to play and come out there to ball out, Melo Dotson will quickly take his spot and then take his place. In a cornerback room, that is it's starting to get a little thicker in that room with Melo Dotson and with Dorian Porter. But that room was a little thin coming into the draft, but now coming out of the UDFAs, again, Melo Dotson from Kansas. Look out for him in regards to either being a starter or a key rotational piece for us moving forward at a camp. Next guy, and this one is kind of an honorable mention, but I wanted to highlight him for some purposes. Here we go. You guys let me know your Raider gospel. You know what I'm saying? As I'm going along with this, I'll be reading your guys' comments, you know, in a few. So put your Raider gospel down. You know what I'm saying? Put your questions down in regards to the UDFAs. And I'll do my best to answer those. The next person that I want to talk about is Trevin My A. Okay. Trevin My A. Defensive line from Baylor. 6'5", 291. Okay. He's a D lineman, 6'5", 291. Okay. What I saw from Trevin, and the reason why I wanted to highlight him, is I liked his effort. Okay. I like his effort. His motor. Okay. Has a really good motor. Also, along with that, he always looks to find work. And when I say find work, he fulfills his assignment. And then when his assignment is done, then he's looking for the next thing to do. Okay? As a D lineman, when you pass rush and you know the ball is out, then you go run to the ball. And that's what Trevin Maye does. Okay? He gets past, he beats his guy, and then he tries to find work after that. So Trevin Maye may not necessarily be a rotational guy. He may not be a starter for us, but he may be one of those guys that you bring in on special teams. Okay? This is the type of player and the type of effort that you would want on a guy, you know, that's playing on your special teams. Okay? So, who knows? Trevor Maye from Baylor might be one of our, you know, guys, star guys on special teams. But I definitely wanted to highlight him because, again, when I looked at his tape, what screamed out to me was his effort. And, hey, you can't have enough of those, right? Before I get into the next one, let me see what you guys got in the chat. I see you guys writing stuff and getting it going. Jack Kenna's in the building. I see you. Shout out to Jack Kenna. Blessings to you today. Okay. Want to make sure I get everybody in here and greet everybody in the congregation before I move on to the next guy that I'm actually really very intrigued about, because it not only does something for the roster, but it also makes one of our rooms stronger and also it gives us a little more identity on what they're looking at this specific position. Shout out to you guys in the chat. I see you guys. Let me go ahead and get into the next person, and that is Hajj Malik Williams. Hajj Malik Williams, quarterback from UNLV, but also Campbell. Okay, some people didn't know that. Okay, Hajj Malik Williams, as much as he has did well in his last stop at UNLV, he came from Campbell. And there's a reason why I decided to highlight those two colleges, because those two colleges had two different offenses. And that's what makes Hajj Malik Williams interesting. This 6'1", 205 quarterback has run and rush ability. Okay. When you watch his highlights, when you look at his tape, he gets out the pocket. He can run. He can rush. He can move. A lot of mobility in regards to Hajj Malik Williams. In ULV, I forgot what the name of their offense was, but it was like a triple type of option where he could run it, he could hand it off, or he could pass it. And they scored a lot of points in that offense. He does have a deep ball. Yes. He has mobility, and he also has a deep ball. Okay. And his ball skills are solid. Not only can he rush and run, but he has pocket presence and pocket mobility. He has the ability to move in the pocket, but he also has the ability to get out the pocket and get what he can get with his legs. Okay. And in this room, we've added multiple guys with mobility. Okay. Geno Smith has mobility. Carter Bradley has a little mobility. He doesn't really use it a lot, but there is some there. Hajj Malik Williams has mobility. Okay. And the quarterback that we drafted in the 6th round, I believe it's Cam Miller. Yes, it's Cam Miller. He is a mobile quarterback. Okay. So Chip Kelly is bringing in some mobile quarterbacks, and his preference seems to be of such. Okay. So Hajj has an opportunity. Again, we know who the starter is at quarterback, but second and third quarterback is up for competition. Okay. And Hajj Malik Williams is going to have that opportunity. Okay. To do exactly that. Going to the next person. Intriguing player here, Jalen Walker. These are players that I like off our UDFA list, and that I like coming out of this list. Jalen Walker, linebacker from Indiana. He's 6'1", 218, linebacker. Okay, now 218 for a linebacker is kind of slim. And that's where I think he's going to need some work. Okay? But looking at his tape, he blitzes. He plays on the ball and off the ball coverage. Okay? So whether he's blitzing or he's on ball and off ball. He's an on ball and off ball linebacker. I'll say it like that. One thing when I saw on tape is that he looks to create turnovers. He's one of those guys that he's always looking to strip the ball. He's always willing, putting his hat down on the ball. That's what Jalen Walker does. Even with him being 6'1" at 218. He has ball skills. And when I say ball skills, I'm talking about interceptions. He's tipping passes, getting his hands on the ball for turnover. He's also one of those guys, and the reason why I like him is not only can he play man defense, he also plays zone. Okay? He's a man and zone guy. Okay? Now, like I said, for Jalen, and I hope this is what they're looking for him to do coming in, but the only flaw that I see in his early game is his size at 218. So this is a guy that I would be having, Deuce Gruden, the bodybuilder, the strength and conditioning guy, go in and work with Jalen to get him to, a good play weight. Okay. Get him close to 230. Okay. Maybe 220, 225, 227, something in that area. But I think he needs to gain a little more weight. And then he could really be pushing for a rotational, if not starter position. I'm very high UDFA wise on Jalen Walker. This is a guy that is definitely going to make competition for some of those other guys that are currently on the roster. And we'll see how it pans out from there. Okay. But Jalen Walker is a guy that I'm high on. All right. You guys know I got the dandy notebook going at it for you guys. Giving you guys this Raider gospel. All I ask for you to do is hit that like and subscribe to the channel. Going to the next person, Anthony Booker Jr. Nose tackle. SMU. Okay. Nose tackle. Anthony Booker is 6'3" at 345 pounds. Okay. 6'3" at 345 pounds. Now, we have someone already on the roster, Fotu, that fills that nose tackle spot. And We're looking for someone to replace a big gap of what we had last year. John Jenkins was our nose tackle last year. He's no longer with us. And now we have Fotu and Anthony Booker Jr. Okay. So now they're trying, this is somewhere where they're trying to find who's going to be that solidified nose tackle for us. Moving forward, they like to carry it, in most cases, they carry about 2 bigger body guys, depth-wise. So we'll see how this pans out. But when I looked at Anthony Booker Jr., he has run stuff ability. He 2 gaps well. And when I say 2 gap, he's engaging. And then when the running back goes to the left, he sheds and gets there. He's an anchor. Okay. I've seen plenty of times where they try to run up the gut on Booker and it went nowhere. And it was because he was the anchor and stopped it right there. Okay. This guy, again, is very intriguing for the fact that Anthony Booker was the starting nose tackle on the number 4 run defense. Okay? The number 4 run defense had Anthony Booker at its point, center point, at its nose tackle. Okay? So nose tackles are the main contributors to, stopping the run up front, so solidifying the line, and that was Anthony Booker's job. So we got a big body, you guys. For those that know, I was actually high on another guy last year. That was another big body guy. And it seems, again, as you guys can see, I got another big body that I'm highlighting today to you for a guy that I'm interested that can possibly help us out on our D-line. Okay? You need guys like that, especially, for goal line situations and goal line downs and of such. So, yeah, with Anthony Booker Jr., I'll say that Anthony Booker Jr. might be that guy for us to replace the huge, huge filling of John Jenkins, because John Jenkins played a big role, all pun intended, a big role in our D-line up front, especially in the run game, also goal line situation. Okay. So we need to figure that part out. And Anthony Booker does that for us. I got one more guy out of the list of UDFAs that I'm interested in and that I actually really like. And that player is Zachary Franklin. Zachary Franklin, wide receiver. UTSA, and Illinois. Okay. Shakari Franklin, wide receiver, UTSA and Illinois. Okay. Six one, 190 pounds is Akari Franklin. Okay. You wouldn't consider him a complete big body wide receiver, but he's one of the bigger, anytime he goes 6'1", 6'1", 6'2", it's a good size at wide receiver. He's not a Dante Thornton, right? Dante Thornton is a 6'5", right? Big body. But he's a 6'1", is a good size at wide receiver. And with that, he's a physical wide receiver. And to be honest with you, let me put a pin in that statement, physical wide receiver. It seems like the people that they're bringing in are physical wide receivers. Okay. That might be something to definitely be looking out for the near future if we're looking for other wide receivers, is if they are a physical wide receiver, because it seems like what they have brought in, the consistency of the guys that they brought in is that they are all physical. And we see this again with Zakari Franklin. Okay. Also with Zakari Franklin, he has good hands. Okay. He's snagging it. He's getting it. Okay. Range of motion. Catching anything and everything. Okay. And he runs good routes and has good knowledge of the entire route tree, which is something that not all people coming out of college have. Okay. For an example, I talked about Dante Thornton. Dante Thornton has the speed. Dante Thornton has the size, but he does not have the complete route tree. Okay. Zakari does. Okay. Zakari runs the entire route tree. So you don't have to worry about, him not knowing what to do and how to do in regards to running routes. Of course, he's going to perfect his abilities because he's still a rookie and he's still learning, he's still growing. But he's coming in saying, hey, I know how to run this route. I know how to run the 9 route. I know how to run the in and out, the 7. I know how to run the 5. I know how to run the 4. I know how to run the 2. You know what I'm saying? And what stuck out to me, I don't like to do this, but I'm going to have to, because again, this is my Raider gospel. When I look at Zakari Franklin, it makes me think of a player that's currently on this roster. And that's a good thing, because the player that I'm talking about, I wish all of our wide receivers had his abilities. And that is Jakobi Meyers. When I saw Zakari Franklin, it really reminded me of Jakobi Meyers. And we all know how solid Jakobi Meyers has been for the silver and black. So this is, hey, look, if I'm giving you a Jacoby Myers comparison, what I think, you know, I see some Jacoby flavoring in Zakari. You know what I'm saying? That's a positive. That's a high praise. Okay. Not saying that we're going, and I don't take this as, oh, this is Jacoby Myers' replacement, or oh, we're trying to get rid of Jacoby Myers. No. This is we got somebody like a Jacoby Myers, and if Jacoby Myers wants to get some Gatorade and some water, we got somebody coming right behind him that can do just as that. And we're not missing a beat. So definitely we know there's going to be competition in the wide receiver room, but having somebody like a Zakari Franklin, along with a Jacoby Myers, along with a Jack Besh, along with a Dante Thornton, is starting to look a little lovely in that wide receiver room, along with a Trey Tucker. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget Speedy Trey. Okay. So that's what I got on Zakari Franklin. Okay. That's what I saw out of Zakari Franklin. Okay. In his early NFL career. Okay. Those are the guys that I have for my UDFA list. Guys that I believe that are going to make some noise in the preseason, make some noise possibly on the roster, whether they are a rotational guy or whether they're a starter for us. I think these are guys that we might have to talk about a little more going into preseason and hear these names getting called when they do get called, right? These are my final thoughts in regards to the UDFAs. Like I said, I believe that they have did well bringing in guys not only for need but also for competition. You see, they're bringing in guys on our D line. You know what I'm saying? Can't get enough of D linemen, right? They brought in guys on our O line. I didn't talk about them, but wide receiver. Where we need to address some things. We had some people leave at wide receiver, and we need to fill that void, right? And then also, when I said tight end, we need that third tight end, that third and fourth tight end. And who knows? It could be a UDFA. And you guys know here at Raider Twuan, you know what I'm saying, in the congregation, you guys know one of my favorite words around this time, in regards to UDFAs and draft players, those are cheap labor. And cheap labor are guys that are on rookie contracts and UDFA contracts that are very cheap. It don't cost a lot of money to have those guys on your roster. And if you have enough of those guys that actually are producing well for your team, then you're in a really good place. Picture this. If you had all your draft players, or a majority of the guys on majority of the guys that are on a team that are producing still under a rookie contract. What happens to the cap? That means the cap is up. So that's when you can say, oh, let's go ahead and get that top guy over there. Let's go ahead and get that top dude over there. Oh, I really like that guy on that team. If he hits free agency, I'm going to throw money at him. Because we already got, you know what I'm saying, our draftees and our UDFAs, the guys that are on cheap contracts, are holding it down. Okay? And that's when we'll be in a better place team wise. When we're drafting well, when we're training them well, and also getting the production out of them and maximizing the production out of our UDFAs and our draft players, which are all under what I call hashtag cheap labor. Okay. But I'm excited about our UDFAs. You know, again, I'm going to be looking at these names. These are names that, of course, I'm going to be really looking at. I'm going to be looking at all our players. But these are guys that, like I said, I highlighted that I think could do something for us. And obviously, I got it on record. So I can always go back and say, hey, I remember when I said Zachary Franklin remind me of Jacoby Myers. But let's see how it pans out. Let's see what these guys actually do for the Raiders, right? Looking you guys at the comment section. Jack Kenna, I see you. See you. Let me look at your guys' chat here. Jeffrey, good to see you. James Farbo, good to see you. Blessings to you on today. Detroit, my God, blessings to you. All right. Hey, you guys, I'm going to be looking at you guys' comments and questions before we get up out of here. You guys know I like to do that. You guys know my format. Most of the time I share my Raider gospel and then I go look at the chat and see what you guys have. You know, what's your Raider gospel? What's your thoughts on the topic? Or if you guys got questions, again, I'm here for that too. Blessings to you, Raider Knight. You guys saluting each other. Hey, appreciate that, Billy Davis. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Why? Because I like you. All right? If no one likes you, know that Raider Twuan likes you. All right? Okay? He likes you. No diddy. I guess you got to say that nowadays. All right. Hey, Chronicles of the Black Hole. Yeah, you already know. Hey, I gotta talk my Raider gospel. You know, that's what I'm here for, is to give that Raider gospel to you. You know, so you guys can go and share that out. Lakers in 5, you guys. Lakers in 5. You know, if you guys are a Laker fan, definitely want to check out that channel. That is a great channel to be a part of. Lakers in 5 on YouTube. Hey, Chronicles of the Black Hole. Hey, he said I never passed up on a tight end in the 80s. Really nice girls. Hey, look. Hey, do it. Hey. Hey, do it till you satisfied. All right. Hey, do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like how you guys are talking to each other. Nightbot is in here. Billy Davis, salute to Nightbot. Hey, I appreciate you. Show some love to Nightbot. Letting you guys know to go ahead and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Also, Nightbot is let me see what Nightbot is telling you. Oh, Nightbot's telling you, you know what I'm saying, how you guys can be a contributor to the Raider Twuan channel on Venmo or Cash App. Okay. It's right there. Cash App, my Cash App is right there. $Twuan, Twuan. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's there. And then also Venmo is at Twuan. Okay, at Twuan. Okay, so $Twuan or for Cash App, Venmo is at Twuan. Okay. I know some of you guys have been asking about super chats. I don't have super chats yet because we need 500 subscribers. So if you guys can help me by subscribing, then we can get there. Then you guys can super chat and do all that great stuff. And then we'll have, like I said, I'll have some special stuff for that when that time comes. James Purple, good to see you, man. Hey, let me see what I got for that. I got a little something in I got a little clip. Let me see my little clip. Let me find my little Raiders clip. Where's it at? Where's that Raiders clip?
Vamos Raiders! Go Raiders!
You feel me? Let me hit that again. James Purple.
Vamos Raiders! Go Raiders!
All right. Get back to the chat. Get you guys going. Detroit is in the building. Yeah, hey, Frank, I think that's what it is. I think this wide receiver room, we lost Devontae last year. You know what I'm saying? Jacoby had to fill in that number one slot. And then after that, we were like it was like it was Jacoby, it was Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker show. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, it was just like, okay, who else was coming behind that, right? We need to have some depth come through there. So now we have not just depth, but now it's competition, right? You have, I think the only person in the wide receiver room that's safe is Jacoby. Everybody else is Jacoby got a spot. I'll say it like that. Jacoby got a spot. But everybody outside of that, you better find if you want to be a starter, there's two other spots. Whether it's a slot or I'm saying, the other outside, right? So now you have Jacoby Myers. You have Jacoby Myers, you have Jack Bech, you have Dante Thornton, you have Trey Tucker. That's 4. Okay. Put Zachary Franklin in there. That's 5. And that's a solid 5 there. Jacoby. I forgot they look, and they added, and even further, they added another wide receiver Colin Johnson. Yes. Hey, shout out to Colin Johnson. Okay. San Jose native, 408 in the building. You know what I'm saying? In the building. All right. You know, I always got to show love to my folks from San Jose. All right. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that room's starting to fill out. And it's going to be competition. Because Colin Johnson is a big body wide receiver. Dante Thornton is a big wide receiver. There goes two big body wide receivers that's going to be having to battle it out. Then you got, Trey Tucker is there. Jack Best, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, they drafted him high. So there's some guys in there, and I think they're going to bring in even more to really solidify that. Oh, and then we added the other wide receiver that's a quarterback in the draft, the 6th round guy. So there's some variety there, but there's also competition at that wide receiver room. So hey, look, get your favorite snack, get your brown crackers. Okay, y'all haven't seen me with brown crackers in a while. I'm gonna have to bring those back out, but get your brown crackers ready. Because preseason it's going to be popping. It's going to be popping. And it's going to be because of that competition that we were talking about in the wide receivers. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I really do appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Twuan, great show. I mean, great content. Great great formation. Format. Great format. I appreciate that. Trying to do my best over here, okay? Please make sure you share. If you feel that great about this channel or this content, please share this out to everybody. Share it to your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Your ex. I mean, not your ex-girlfriend. I'm talking about ex. Twitter. That's what they're calling it now. You know what I'm saying? Just share it out as much as you can. Please help promote the content. Appreciate you. Yeah, I like Zach Franklin too. I really do. He really reminds me of Jacoby Myers. And that's a solid, right? When you're talking about a UDFA and he reminds you of a guy that is a fringe number 1, if not a solid number 2, that's high praise. Kyle Phillips, that's another guy, wide receiver. Okay. Like I said, I'm running these names off the top of my head. I don't have the list of guys, but there's a lot of guys, wide receiver wise. Phillips, yeah. There's a lot of guys on this team that's going to have to battle it out. And I'm here for it. Okay. That's his Raider gospel. You said, floor, high ceiling. Okay. I get you, man. Hey, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? So you don't miss out on the content here at the Raider Twuan channel. And join the congregation. Billy Davis, you know what? You asked me, do I like Dante Thornton? I do like Dante Thornton. That was a guy that going into the draft, I was looking at the need of having a big body wide receiver. So when I started looking at the big body wide receivers, like guys that are like 6'2", 6'3", 6'6" and up, I'll just say it like that. Dante Thornton was a guy that I looked at and was like, okay, hey, he can come in and do something for us. You know what I'm saying? But with Dante Thornton, I will say with Dante Thornton needs to learn the whole route tree. Okay. When he was in college at Tennessee, he pretty much ran two routes, and that was the post and the vertical straight. You know what I'm saying? The streak or the nine or, whatever coaches want to call it. But, you got the post route, where they go up and then they go, you know what I'm saying, to the right or to the left. And then you have the just, I'm going to beat you straight off the line type of route. And that's what he did. And I don't blame them. If I was a coach and I had a guy that was 6'5", and ran a 4.3, that's exactly what I would be doing with him. Right? Because not only is he going to beat you with his legs, but if it happened to be where the cornerback or the safety is stride for stride with him, I like my chances with a guy that's 6'5" over a corner that might be 5'11" or 5'10" or, you know what I'm saying, or shorter, right? I like my jump ball chances with a 6'5" wide receiver. So, with that being said, they used him a lot in that way. But if he wants to perfect his game, if he wants to, ultimately be that real, you know what I'm saying, Megatron, Calvin Johnson, Andre Johnson, you know what I'm saying, T.O., you know what I'm saying, what's another big body wide receiver? You know what I'm saying? Like all the big body wide receivers that were number ones, if he wants to be that guy, he's going to have to learn the entire route tree. So, I do like him, but he has some work to do. If he wants to get to that level. I'll say it like that. Because, again, he could just be that one-trick pony for us. And that's all he does is he stretches the field. We're just throwing deep balls to him all the time. Not all the time, but he's stretching the field, allowing everybody to eat under him. Or, hey, give it to him and see what he does with it. But I prefer him to perfect his game and not just be a one-trick pony. Because there's a lot of, he's blessed physically. You know what I'm saying? He's really blessed physically. So if he can add, you know what I'm saying, the skill and the route running with it, he'll really be a problem. And ultimately that'll benefit us. Thanks for that question, Billy Davis. Appreciate that. Okay. And he to be honest with you, he might, but again, like I said, Tennessee used him a lot. Post streak. Pretty much like if you watch his tape, that's what you're going to see. Post streak. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what he does on the NFL level. Okay. All right. Hey, well, hey, look, hey, that's what I got on the UDFAs. Excited for what's going on with the UDFAs. Excited to see these guys and who flashes during preseason, because definitely I'll be watching during preseason. I actually might be out in Vegas during preseason, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm excited for that. And we'll continue to watch these guys and continue to look at these guys. You know, I'm going to be here, you know, looking at everything, looking at, you know, who's doing well, who's not doing well, et cetera, et cetera. You guys, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Okay, here at Raider Twuan, help us grow, help us move and groove. You know what I'm saying? The way that we like to over here. Again, this is a platform that everybody can come over and share their Raider gospel on the team. And again, have their questions, you know, answered to my Raider gospel or the best of my abilities. Again, you guys, thank you guys for coming in. And again, hit that like button.
Fucking Stizan. Twuan, hey Twuan, hit that like button. Why? Because I like you.
And remember, you're a blessing. Be a blessing to someone else. And
Vamos Raiders! Go Raiders!
Let's go, Raiders.
But I'm low.
Today is a day when our heroes of the past become our legends of the future. Time never really stops for the great ones. We wrap them in a cloak of immortality and remember what great people they were. We recognize you, Virginia Man, his sons Mike and Joey. They were a football family, so that John can pursue his dreams. Tonight is one team on the road, and a tribute to John Madden and Al Davis. We declare that the fire that burns the brightest in the Raiders organization is the will to win. Ladies and gentlemen, the Madden family.
All of those great Raider players that played for John.
Hey, Raider Twuan here. You must watch one of my videos or lives. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and it's right there. Or if you want to watch one of my videos, watch it right there. And let's go, Raiders.